Upgrade!
How's it going, guys? My name is Checker and welcome to today's video. Today we have 5 things that need to be added to save the world before it becomes free. Keep in mind though, these are just things that I would like to see in the game. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be added. It's really going to come down to how much money does Epic Games want to sink into this game, because honestly a lot of things that I'm going to be mentioned today could be skipped completely. I really hope that they are not going to be skipped. I would love to see all of these things implemented into the game. But without further ado, at number 5 we have finished biomes. If we take a look at Fortnite's Save the World right now, all of the missions have the same biome. It's this grassy, very standard looking biome, and there's really nothing special about it. It's just pretty standard. But then if we go and look at the storm shields, so not the normal missions, at Stonewood we have that same standard grassy biome, but then in Plankerton the biome changes to this darker kind of foresty theme. But unfortunately for that biome, that is where it ends. It does not carry on to the main missions in Plankerton. The same goes with Canny Valley and Twined Peaks. I would honestly love for all the biomes in Canny Valley to be this desert theme. I think it looks really cool. So I would really assume that they're going to be adding this to the game. I mean, why would you make each storm shield different and then not incorporate it into the main missions? But we never really know. It's not something that they absolutely have to finish to release the game, but it would be a nice touch. And then that brings us to number 4, a trading menu. I made a video on scamming a little while back, and I might actually make another one here in the near future, but just a quick overview here. Scamming is a huge issue in Fortnite, and it's actually getting to the point where I'm actually fearing for the integrity of this game. People aren't even focusing on the main game anymore, they're focusing on scamming, and it's honestly been going on for way too long. So a trading menu is a must for this game. And then at number 3 we have more diverse game modes. If you guys have spent any substantial amount of time on Fortnite, you know it can get really repetitive, especially once you get out of Plankerton and into Canny Valley and Twine Peaks, and partially due to the fact that the story isn't done, but it also gets very, very repetitive. I think that it's probably safe to say that by the time you get to Canny, you've probably done each mission at least 20 times. Obviously the difficulty, the circumstances are going to be different, but you've probably done an Atlas mission at least 20 times. You've probably done a Ride the Lightning mission 20 times, and it gets very repetitive overall. But this is kind of, once again, a thing they don't necessarily need to do, but I think would really help the game out a lot. And hey, more content keeps players on the game longer. And speaking of more, that brings us to number 2, more weapons and better refined weapons. Every time we get an event, we always get some exclusive weapons. However, I do think that we could probably use some more weapons just in the base game. Weapons that you can get at any time in the game. You don't need to be there for some certain event. And then we could also probably use an adjustment to energy weapons. Weapons like the Zap Zap, the Zapatron, the Death Ray, the Ray Gun. Trying to think of all of them off the top of my head, I'm not remembering. But the energy weapons, they just kind of really suck. And it's kind of a weird thing because they're not very good weapons, but they require so many resources to make ammo for that nobody even really uses them. The only one I ever use is the Death Ray, but that's only when I find enough ammo for it. I don't go out of my way to use that weapon. It's really nothing special. It's a decent gun, but that's about it. So please, Epic, do something here. Make these weapons better. You've already made them unique. Now make them usable. And then that brings us to number 1, finishing the story and ironing out the glitches. Because let's face it, there have been a ton of glitches in Fortnite Save the World. Some of them funny, some of them useful, but there have been a ton of glitches in Fortnite Save the World. And I mean, hey, we really need a complete story to have a complete game here. For those of you that don't know, the story abruptly comes to a halt at the end of Plankerton, throwing you into what might be some of the most repetitive, boring gameplay ever in Canny Valley. But anyway, guys, those were 5 things that I think need to be added to Fortnite Save the World. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree with me? Let me know down below. But like I said, guys, thanks for watching today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and number 6, fix this chatting issue. I don't know, it's just really annoying. I was trying to get some footage for this recording, and I accidentally typed in global, and yeah, shout out to these guys for pointing that out to me. Number 6, fix this chatting issue. It's really annoying sometimes.